Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel A Monk in Cloud. A Monk in Cloud is a community of people where we discuss about cloud and DevOps. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and share it among your friends. Alright, so in this video, we're going to talk about the top 10 Azure services that you should know to become a cloud engineer. Alright, so I'll make sure to provide the link to this in the description box below. Check that out. And also, if you're a reader, we have a site called amonkincloud.com. You can read all the things that is in the video format. All right. So first service that you should know to become a cloud engineer or an Azure cloud engineer is Azure Virtual Machine. So we have come across different services, and Azure Virtual Machine stands one of the top used services in the industry because it is scalable computing solution that enables you to run virtualized applications and services on your cloud, right? So if you are learning Azure, go with Azure Virtual Machine. If you're learning AWS, you can concentrate on EC2 instance. Okay. So the second important service is Azure Storage, right? So it is a scalable storage, cloud storage basically, that provides a range of storage services for unstructured and structured data. So there is Azure File System, Azure Block Storage, and a lot of things are there, right? So learn all of them and become an Azure storage expert, right? So expert as in you should at least know how to create a storage account, how to store your data, and all those things. Next, the third important service is Azure SQL Database. It is a fully managed relational database service that enables you to easily deploy, manage, and scale databases on cloud. Basically, back in on-prem durations, what we used to do, we used to have our own databases running. We used to manage all the infrastructure behind everything. But now, as cloud is here, we are just here to we have to maintain the database itself, and we don't have to worry about the underlying infrastructure, right? So learn Azure SQL Database, and it is going to help you a lot. Next is Azure App Service, which is a fully managed platform that enables you to build, deploy, and scale web, mobile, and API apps. So back in the days, what we used to do, once you have your application code ready, we used to purchase the server and we used to deploy those code on the server. But right now, as we are in cloud, we don't have to worry about all those things. Just concentrate on building your app, and you can deploy it using Azure App Service. And there is a plan also that is called as Azure App Service plan. You can deploy the applications without worrying about the underlying infrastructure, right? So that is the fourth service that you need to know. The fifth one is Azure Functions, which is really important. Nowadays, all the cloud providers are more concentrating towards the serverless based services. In fact, I recently got into a program called AWS Community Builder. In that, I got selected for serverless category, right? So serverless is going to be the future. So I am asking you to learn Azure Functions or your AWS Lambda or Google Cloud Functions. It is a serverless computing service that enables you to run event-driven code on cloud, right? The sixth one is Azure Cosmos DB, which is really important, which is globally distributed multi-model database service that provides high availability, low latency, and scalability for all your applications, right? So learn Azure Cosmos Database. Next, the seventh one is Azure Active Directory. Back in the days when we did not have Azure Active Directory, we were working using Windows Active Directory, where it used to manage our identity. Let's say you are a new person who is getting into an organization. What they'll do, they will create an employee ID, your username, password, and then they share it with you, right? So they used to manage the username and password for you. So in the same way, as we move towards cloud, it is called as Azure Active Directory, and it is a beautiful service where you can work work on identity and access management solution that provides authentication and authorization services for applications and your services also. Okay, so that is Azure Active Directory. Next, eighth one, the important one, is Azure DevOps, which is booming right now, and the industry is looking for a good Azure DevOps, or in fact a DevOps engineer. It can be Azure, or it can be multi-cloud, it can be AWS, anything. But just people just need to know what is DevOps and what are the different tools that we have and all those things. Azure DevOps, it is a cloud-based platform that enables you to plan, develop, and deploy applications with continuous integration and delivery, basically CI/CD, right? So if you're if you want to make your career in cloud or DevOps, just also start learning Azure DevOps, which is easy, simple, and easy to learn. Let me know if you want me to make a separate video on all these concepts, Azure DevOps. So I'll just try and make that also. Okay. So the ninth important one is Azure Kubernetes Service. If you are aspiring to become a Kubernetes engineer, sorry, if you're wanting to become a cloud engineer, Kubernetes is another skill that is going to help you a lot in fetching a good package, and also it will help you a lot in the job also, right? So if you do not want to learn Kubernetes, I highly recommend you to learn Azure Kubernetes Service itself, which is fully managed Kubernetes container orchestration service that enables you to deploy and manage containerized applications on the cloud. Next, the final one, the 10th service that you need to know, is Azure Cognitive Services. It is a suite of pre-built AI services that enables you to easily add intelligent features to your applications, such as vision, speech, language, and decision making capabilities, right? So that is about Azure Cognitive Services. And recently we are in the field of AI and ML, where recent changes are chat GPT is coming in and all these things are happening. So I highly recommend you to go through these 10 services and get your hands dirty. So along with learning about these services, go and build project on these services so that it will help you in the interview process also, right? So that's it I had for today's video. If you're liking the content that I'm creating, please consider subscribing and share it among your friends. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.